Lahirlah sejarah bangsaku, menyinar cahaya tamadun, mendidik memimpin negara maju, berdaulat gigih membangun.
Within the Muallim district of Perak Darul Rizwan lies the small town of Tanjung Malim. This small town is situated near the border that separates Selangor and Pahang by the Bernam River. Tanjung Malim has always been known as a town of education due to its relation with the district's name, Muallim. The town's association with education comes with several architectural wonders throughout its history, and one of them is the MPSI Principal's House.
Banjaran Titiwangsa Farjan Menari, berenam sempadan dua buah negeri. Bandar Muallim dikenali bahari, akar intelektual wadah lestari.
Perak Darul Rizwan is one of Malaysia's 13 states that is located on the west coast of the Malaysian peninsula. The geographical location of Perak lies in between Penang, Kedah, Kelantan, Pahang and Selangor within the borders of Malaysia. Perak is also bordered by the provinces of Thailand, which are Yala and Narathiwat. There are 12 districts in Perak which consist Kinta, Larut, Manjung, Hilir Perak, Kerian, Batang Padang, Kuala Kangsar, Perak Tengah, Hulu Perak, Kampar, Bagan Datuk and Muallim. Muallim is the 11th district of Perak that is located near the border of Selangor and Perak. It used to be part of its neighboring district, Batang Padang. This district houses the town of Slim River, Tanjung Malim and Proton City. It was bestowed with the name Muallim, which translates to teacher in Arabic, due to the educational legacies that rooted from the town of Tanjung Malim since the colonial era.
Memandangkan pada ketika itu kawasan geografi Tanjung Malim merupakan satu bentuk kawasan pasir luas, disebut Tanjung lah. Manakala Malim itu adalah merupakan bahasa-bahasa Sanskrit yang mengatakan orang-orang alim.
The history of Tanjung Malim town starts from a large cave, and the earliest settler was an ulama, a religious man, Tuan Haji Mustafa bin Raja Kamala.
Kedudukan Tanjung Malim ini bermula dengan kampung kubur. Mana penempatan pertama di Tanjung Malim ini adalah kampung kubur. Masa itu Haji Mustafa pun sampai dia adalah merupakan tokoh agamawan juga, dia pahlawan juga, dan dia juga orang bangsawan lah. So bila Sultan Selangor dapat tahu ada penempatan baru di sini, dia menghantar dua wakil dia, Tuan Lis dengan Raja Hitam.
Tuan Lis, the representative of the Straits government, and Raja Hitam named the town Tanjung Malim in conjunction with the location and community of the town.
Raja Hitam wakil Sultan untuk survey, untuk riki di tempat ni, minta dengan cukai. Raja Hitam dengan Tuan Lis berjumpa dengan Haji Mustafa dan juga penduduk tempat itu.
The municipality of the Tanjung Malim District Council consists of other small towns besides Tanjung Malim. They are within the 30-kilometer radius from Tanjung Malim. Slim River, one of its towns, is the administrative center for the district as it is where the district and land office is located. There is also a hospital with the services of specialists. Initially, the district and land office was in Tanjung Malim, but after the incident of the murder of Sir Kotner, the district officer, by the communists at Simpang Empat, Tanjung Malim, the office was moved to Slim River. A piece of land in Tanjung Malim was bought by the British government to facilitate the SITC construction. SITC was established by Sultan Idris Murshidul Azam Shah, the 28th Sultan of Perak, along with R.O. Winstead and R.J. Wilkinson. In 1922, due to the lack of teachers in Malaya, Richard Olaf Winstedt, who was the Assistant Director of Strait Settlement and Federated Malay States, started the idea of establishing a teacher training school. Therefore, he and R.J. Wilkinson decided to establish Sultan Idris Training College, SITC. During World War II, SITC was also involved and served as the headquarters of the Japanese Army. Funds were gathered for the Japanese Army and were usually collected either from the British government or nearby villagers. Malaya achieved independence in 1957, and some systems have been changed to follow the new rules and regulations that were made by the ministers. SITC was then converted into Maktab Perguruan Sultan Idris (MPSI). Aside from the name, the system and administration were also changed, where all the British educators were replaced by Malay scholars. Starting from 1961, the conditions of accepting students were changed with the acquisition of LCE or Sijil Rendah Pelajaran, as well as the Federation of Malaya Certificate and School Certificate. The integrated system that was introduced in 1964 was divided into two types, which are Pendidikan Peringkat Awal Kanak-Kanak (PPAK) and Pendidikan Peringkat Awal Remaja (PPAR). According to the Cenderamata book, the duration of learning also extended from 3 years to 5 years, and they started to accept female students to join MPSI. 13th January 1975 marked history when 140 female students were accepted to join MPSI, which was called Putri Sulong MPSI. On the 21st of February 1987, the MPSI era came to an end and was upgraded into an institution which was Institute Pendidikan Sultan Idris, IPSI. This upgrade has been announced by the Ministry of Education during that time, which was Yang Berhormat Anwar Ibrahim in the inauguration event of Seminar Sehari Kurikulum Baru Sekolah Menengah by Persatuan Suluh Budiman (PSB) at Asia Pacific Development Center (APDC) building. In 1997, IPSI was upgraded to a university, which is University Pendidikan Sultan Idris. UPSI was established based on two commands, which are University Command Perbadanan 1997 and UPSI Command. The first chancellor was Dr. Ashari Chehmat, assisted by Dr. Abu Bakar Nordin. After 8 years of establishment, 4 faculties were established, namely the Faculty of Technology and Information, as well as the Faculty of Business and Economics, the Faculty of Sports Sciences, and the Faculty of Technical and Vocational Education. On 20th February 2012, Campus Sultan Azlan Shah officially operated by locating several buildings for the faculties and facilities. Sultan Azlan Shah Campus was launched by Duli Yang Maha Mulia Paduka Sri Sultan Azlan Muhibbuddin Shah on 16th June 2012.
Serata Melayu penuntut ditemukan, dilatih, dibimbing sebagai permulaan. Galakan ilmuwan beroleh fahaman, menjadi gerakan modal insan.
Rumah Pengetua MPSI was built between 1919 to 1922. The design of this building combines local and English architecture house designs. It is located in the proximity of University Pendidikan Sultan Idris, UPSI. A few years after its completion, it was initially known as the Vice Principal House. Since the position of Vice Principal was still unfilled up until 1946, it became the residence of the first headmaster of SITC named Haji Muhammad Hashim Taib from 1922 to 1939. Rumah Pengetua MPSI went through a series of renovation throughout the years. The earliest known renovation happened during the 1940s, whereby a room was built above the porch area. An addition of roof along the ground floor frontage corridor was built too. in 1946, the position of vice principal was filled, the house was occupied and met with the initial purpose of the building. From 1950 to 1957, the house was then occupied by R.A. Goodchild, who was the 13th principal of SITC. Before the transition of SITC to MPSI, G.F. Daniels was the principal, but there is no written record confirming his stay at the house. After the independence, SITC transitioned to MPSI, whereby Zainal Abidin bin Ali was elected as the first Malay principal of MPSI. Following this, Zainal Abidin Ali also was the first Malay principal who resided at Rumah Pengetua MPSI. When the transition happened from SITC to MPSI, the initial name was replaced with Rumah Pengetua MPSI.
Dan selepas era SITC berakhir, zaman MPSI, barulah Pengetua Melayu pertama iaitu Zainal Abidin Ali menetap di sini. Inilah jadi Rumah Pengetua lah, diiktiraf sebagai Rumah Pengetua MPSI lah.
Living at the annex of Rumah Pengetua MPSI was the legendary Pak Aris, who was renowned among the students in UPSI. It was believed that Pak Aris came along with his uncle who used to work during the SITC era. Pak Aris enjoyed taking pictures and he ended up making ends meet by taking pictures upon request from students. To honor him, he was granted a place to live at the annex of Rumah Pengetua MPSI. He presumably resided there from towards the end of SITC up until UPSI. Another series of renovation took place between 2007 to 2008, whereby steel beams were added at the porch area.
Dan kalau kita lihat di Rumah Pengetua ni, antara yang ketara kita nampak ada macam tiang besi di bahagian parking tu. Itu pun pada fikiran saya adalah sesuatu yang baru. Sebab apa, kalau zaman dahulu kebanyakan binaan mereka dibuat daripada batu dan kayu.
In 2012, the roof tiles of Rumah Pengetua MPSI were replaced. Currently, Rumah Pengetua MPSI is operating as an office for Museum Pendidikan Negara or National Education Museum. The Rumah Pengetua MPSI was built during the British colonization period, which created a fusion of the architectural style of the local Malay vernacular architecture and English colonial architecture. The Rumah Pengetua MPSI is a hybrid architecture that comprises timber and brick masonry construction. The principal's house uses timber as the construction material for exterior facades as well as its structure system such as the floor and roof structure system. The spatial organization of the Rumah Pengetua MPSI is discussed in relation to the architectural principles of proportion, scale, balance, and asymmetry. The Rumah Pengetua MPSI is categorized into public and private spaces. Although the initial function of the building's spaces could not be identified, it is presumed that the spaces that used to be on the ground floor of the main building consisted of a lounge, a living room, a dining room, a pantry, a store, a bathroom, and a bedroom. Located at the annex of the building were the servants' quarters and the kitchen, whereas the garage is further around the back. Meanwhile, on the first floor of the main building presumably consisted of a lounge and 2 bedrooms, 2 stores and 2 baths. There also used to be a family room in between the 2 bedrooms. The spatial layout of the building is well arranged. It began with the transition area and was followed by the main office areas. Meanwhile, the curator's office on the first floor indicates the private zone of the building. The current spaces of the building consist of the main offices, lounge area, leisure area, and storage on the ground floor. The first floor consists of spaces such as a meeting room, curator's office, and offices. Visually, the surrounding spaces, which are the corridor, can be identified as supporting spaces of the main space. The surrounding spaces accommodate other activities which are not the main function of the main building. Rumah Pengetua MPSI has a reinforced concrete slab with finished cement render floors on the ground floor and timber flooring on the first floor. There are a total of 92 columns within the building. There is an addition of 4 steel columns at the front porch to support the newly constructed space above it. The walls are made up of a load-bearing system on the ground floor. The load-bearing wall system supports the entire building structure as it transfers loads from the roof to the foundation. Meanwhile, the first floor utilizes timber flooring with timber wall system. The roof framework consists of hardwood trusses, hardwood rafters below the roof tiles, and batten connecting them. The roof tiles are made up of Marseille clay roof tiles with a clay roof cap at the top center of the roof. It has an inclination of 30 degrees. Several types of doors can be found within the building. Most of the doors have a ventilation panel above each one of them. Some of the doors inside the building on the first floor have swinging doors. There is also a trapdoor that is located at the rear side of the corridor of the first floor that is connected to the ground floor. Most of the windows around the building are double swing windows. Just like the doors, the windows also have ventilation panels above them. This building includes several ornamentation designs that are reminiscent of the early 1920s. Some windows that are attached with steel grills have a specific ornamental design. Furthermore, the swinging door panels on the first floor are found to be carved with undulating patterns. Moreover, the rear balcony of the main building is textured with what seems to be weaved bamboo.
Sebuah permulaan sesudah kemerdekaan. Legenda Pak Aris disebut zaman berzaman. Di sisi Astagona menjadi pilihan, terletak Pengetua menjadi idaman. you.